Pokemon Legends EA is by far the best time that I've had playing a Pokemon game in probably years. I've been trying to figure out how to talk about Legends EA for days because it feels like no matter what opinion you have on this game, some basement dweller's probably still gonna yell at you anyway. I think for me, this game has pretty much proven that Game Freak will never ever skip out on delivering the parts that make a Pokemon game so great, even though their team size and their budget and their development time was so much smaller than what you would expect for a AAA game. People have been begging for real-time combat for I don't even know how long at this point, and it's incredible. They stuffed this game full of clothing options, and so now you can be all dripped out and take pictures with your Pokemon, and it's sick. We got a pretty large side quest pool that gives you a ton to do outside of just the main story, but honestly, the main story has a lot of memorable characters and funny dialogue, and I find the story genuinely entertaining too. So yeah, there's a lot in this game that if you like Pokemon, you'll really enjoy. But like, I'm not trying to say this is a perfect game by any means either. Like, yeah, a lot of the buildings in the game are flat cubes that have window PNGs slapped on them, and the streets are pretty empty besides the handful of NPCs that kind of just stand around. Like for me, the biggest wishlist item was I wish that there was a lot more natural interaction happening between the wild Pokemon and like the rest of the city outside of just your interactions with them. Because the wild zones to me kind of feel like mini zoos where a lot of the Pokemon are just kind of standing around inside of them until you show up and then they start actually doing things. There was one time that I like turned a corner in an alleyway and there was an Alpha Garbodor there that was like 20 levels higher than my team. And it was so scary, but also awesome. And I just wish the game were full of more moments like that. So yeah, I'll fully agree. Like, I don't really think that this game was fully worth the $70 that Nintendo's charging for it. It's probably on the level of like $30 or $40 AA indie game. So if that genuinely bothers you, don't buy the game. I'll be the first to tell you, go buy Time Stranger instead. But I'm still gonna give props to Game Freak because despite being given completely inadequate resources, they still managed to deliver something that is both incredibly fun and worth checking out.